Today we have Beyond 5D here with us. I've been following him for a while on YouTube. He's really on all platforms, um, but he is very wise. He has a lot to share, and I feel like he can bring a lot of energy and just information to the table. So this is a great opportunity for me just to be able to speak with him today and get some downloads and some knowledge. Um,
Yes.
and I had some questions lined up for him. So let's get into it. Um, so first off, because you're Beyond 5D, so what does Beyond 5D mean to you? Like, how did you start this journey?
All right, I like that question. So Beyond 5D, it was a name that I did come up with someone else. When you first think of Beyond 5D, you think of, Fifth Dimension, Beyond, so raising something. So Beyond 5D, the epitome of it, the meaning of it is just to raise your vibration. I just want people to raise their vibration. I don't really tolerate negativity. We all have a dark side, but I don't really tolerate negativity. I used to. We all have a dark side. I used to really be in a lot of drama, but I removed myself from those type of things because I realized I started to study the world, and I was like, the world needs to change. Like this world is already toxic. There's already
Yeah,
too much going on. Our own people need to start changing. We hate on each other too much. So I was like, what can I name? Because your name is very important. Like the day you're born, everything, your name, like every letter has a numerical value. So the Beyond 5D was a very high vibrational name, and it was very necessary for the type of world that we were, like the type of direction that we're going in. It was very necessary. So
hmm
that's Beyond 5D. That's the epitome of it. Is to raise your vibration.
that's awesome. Um, and so when you had originally started your channel, you didn't show your face, and now you show yourself a lot more. What did that signify for you, and why'd you change?
So me being behind the scenes a lot, I was working with a lot of powerful people, a lot of people like Yaki Awaken, Rashad Jamal, Isis Wisdom, you name it, some of the biggest people in the spiritual community. And
Yeah.
one thing that I've learned is that I'm like them. Like we are all like all of us have a leadership archetype to us, but some of us in this lifetime have it. So they was always telling me, yo, you have your own information, way of expressing a gift of expressing things in a way where people can understand you. So I told myself, why am I behind the scenes? Why am I like so bored all the time just promoting other people? Why am I just always like not being seen? I was, I'm still in my early 20s, so I was still kind of learning, okay, who my purpose and stuff, learning myself through a numerology, learning myself through astrology. And the more I started to learn about myself, I was realizing that, we need leaders because I am a leader, but we
Mhm.
need people not to be fearful. We need people to put themselves out there because at the end of the day, one of the reasons why I also didn't really put myself out there at first was because I was like, there's a lot of you gotta deal with so much critics and this
Yeah,
and that.
yeah.
And that's the main reason why a lot of people don't put themselves out there. But I told myself, I am not the victim no more. I told myself the world needs me.
Mhm.
Any leader watching this, the world needs that information. And to be a leader, the first thing that you need is you need to heal your heart chakra. It's all about that love inside of you. So I had a lot of love inside of me. It didn't matter how many relationships I went through, how many people try to do it. Like I just let my heart blossom, and my heart told me, why are you not going to your full potential? If
Yeah.
something was to happen right now to this world and we was to all die, and I told myself, you didn't do shit or you did shit, but you didn't go to your max. Look at myself, and I would be like, damn, I didn't really I just went 50%. So I want to go. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm an extremist, but I do want to, go to the max. I do want to do things to where I'm making sure that I'm helping the world. Like I'm one of those people that you meet, and I really want to like this world. to change. Like, I want the people to stop talking about, oh, niggas are this, women are that. I want people to really raise their vibration. I'm tired of all this social media gender war. I'm just done with it. So I know I have a platform for that. I know people follow me. I know people listen to me, and I'm using the platform to change people's minds, and it's working. People are literally telling me, "Yo, your interview is so insightful. The information the way I'm giving it and clarifying it." But me myself, your image, the way you look, is very important, because if you're just looking at a logo all day, it's not really like, okay, you see Beyond 5D logo, you can't really connect to that person like you want to. But if you see the actual face, like a face, a melanated, powerful being, it really makes you connect to that person very easy. Because now you can really spiritually trust that person, kind of get like a sense of, that person's cool, just a cool person. So I've never really been scared or behind the scenes like that, but it was because it was a moment where I needed to really put myself out there, because let's say it was necessary. It was very, very necessary.
That's awesome. So, I mean, have you got a lot of negative critics? Like, has that increased since you put you there? Is it kind of the same?
Nah, it hasn't changed, and that's another thing. I was in my fucking head. Like, I realized all that, like, oh, niggas are watching you, and all that shit's in your head. Like, when you come out and you start to like really change the world, that's all in your head. People are always focused on your good, on the good of you. Your mind, your subconscious mind thinks it's the negative. So me personally, when I came out, I was kind of like, I don't know how people are gonna react, but I told myself to follow my heart, because unconditional love isn't thinking about that type of thing. Like, someone who has a good heart chakra is not like, oh man, I hope not. Nah, someone who has a real heart coming out, they dropping knowledge, they changing the world, and they not gonna care about what people think, because that's a lower vibration. Gossip and all those things is a very heavy vibration, and everyone easy to gossip, but how easy is it to go on a live stream and talk for 90 minutes straight? So these are gifts and skills that not everyone has. So it's all about knowing myself, and I know you too. I feel like you eventually would put yourself out there. Once you know yourself more, you don't give a F about what people think about you. So it's like you gotta kind of be savage. You gotta have a gangster side to you. So you can't be out here with no ego. Like, you definitely gotta have a strong sense of self. And my sense of self is very strong. I know who I am. So nobody can say nothing about me that I don't know about myself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Period. Yeah.
So what do you think that your purpose is, or your life path?
Well, I am a Life Path 7. Being a Life Path 7, we're represented by Neptune. So we are like the investigators, we're the so-called investigators. So I do have an investigative nature. Like, if I put my mind in something, I'm finding out the answers. I don't care how secretive it is, how occult-like it is. I am like I'm a true investigator. So with this thing, I can study I'm like one of the best investigators at anything I do. I can study something, find out the truth, and share it in a way where people can understand it, because it's easy to learn something, but can you explain it to where people can understand you, or can you explain it very articulative? So I put my mind on focusing on those type of things, also interviewing people, because I believe in diplomacy, which is like working with people, not just being selfish. And I believe in working with people, because the power of 2 is powerful, the power of 3 is powerful. So if I'm able to interview people and get other people's minds, and if I make a video right now and you just see me, it's cool, but you see me with like me and you making a video, I don't think you understand how powerful the impact of that is. Like, that's very, very powerful, just seeing a divine woman. Y'all see divine feminine and divine masculine in one video. It's very powerful. And that's why I interview people, because it's 2s. We're not meant to be by ourselves. And I know, like, Life Path 7s, I'm a lone wolf. Like, I'm naturally a lone wolf. I don't really hit up people or go to events like that. But I do it sometimes, because I understand when you do connect with like tribe, what they call tribe, it is a way to really grow, because we are not here to be by ourselves. We're gonna go insane if we're by ourselves for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. We're not programmed to be by ourselves.
Yep, that's awesome. Um, so you share a lot of information on your platform. Do you adopt what you post as your belief, or how do you like choose or use your discernment for what people share with you?
A lot of the people that I do interview, I do agree with it. I do agree with it, mostly because I do choose the right people on certain requests I might get. I might not really want that person on my platform, mainly due because I don't feel like their message is what I need or
Mhm.
what the world needs. Um, but yeah, I do agree with most of the things people say. Yeah.
Okay. Um, so how have your perspectives on relationships and life have changed for you?
Overall, since when? Like since like the last year or like how?
Really, since the beginning of your journey, like when you started Beyond 5D.
I would say my life overall is changed in a way where I started to move different because my intuition, I realized I'm a powerful being. I know I got intuition. I know I can read people's energies. Like literally, I was just at an event like 3 days ago, and this woman was talking to me, and I started to get nauseous, like, and I was about to throw up. And she was trying to convince me that it was something else, but she was wrong. It was her. She knew. So I started to realize, damn, I got these gifts because her energy was more malicious and she didn't really have good energy. It was very off, but she was very psychic. But it was something else. It was something else taking place. But the overall point is, a lot of us too, and you're watching this, we have psychic abilities, especially if you got like water signs in your chart. We have psychic abilities. So I'm some of us are able to really pick up on things. And me,
Mhm.
spills a journey. I'm the type of person you come around me, and I'm gonna pick up on things, everything. I'm gonna pick up on everything. So it's just like that's itself is a superpower, like just picking up on every tiny thing, feeling and trusting it. Because we get feelings, but when you trust that, that is when you truly prosper. Because I can get a feeling that this person right here that hit me up 2 days ago is a bad person, but I might not. Nah, I want that person.
Yeah.
Later on, the universe is gonna really punish me for not trusting my intuition, because that right there, when you don't trust your intuition, that is self betrayal. You're supposed to trust your intuition. You betrayed
Mhm.
yourself. You betrayed your internal navigation system. So
So
trust my. And another thing that also helped me with relationships, I went through a lot of upsets, a lot of ups and downs with people, lost a lot of people, things and that. But overall, the main thing that really helped me was self accountability. Like I had to learn, I had to look at myself, not blaming other people. A lot of us, brothers and sisters, we blame people. We say, "Oh, that person made this 7 mistakes and 8 mistakes." We get a board and we write down every mistake they made. So
Yeah.
what I did, I made a board of all the mistakes I made, and that overall made me happier because I realized it wasn't just them; it was actually me. Maybe it was me,
Mhm.
and raw. That's the way you heal, is by realizing that every time someone falls out your life, it's not just them. Sometimes it might have been you.
Yeah.
So yeah, just overall, just being honest with myself. Being a man, that's what being a man is being honest with yourself, being self accountable, not looking at not being a victim, not looking at, oh my god, this person did this person left my life. Nah, I messed up. I choose that person. I gotta pay the reward. So basically walking in and taking everything, rolling with the punches.
Mhm.
That's like the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you believe that people are just allowed to flow in and out of our lives, like whether it's to teach us a lesson or like just to experience something. Like everybody has a purpose for why they come or leave our lives.
Right, right. Everyone has a purpose. Some people will teach you um casual relationships, like they'll teach you, small things about yourself, and some people will teach you deep things about yourself. For
Hmm.
me, talking to there was like a person that I knew last year, and she said that she was like a psychic reader, and she said that you're gonna attract short-term relationships and long-term, but you need to go through them because some people are gonna come in your life to prepare you for your soulmate. Like that's a fact. Like if you talk to this, this man or this guy or this woman, and they ended shortly, but you learn a lot, they're preparing you for your ultimate divine counterpart, your ultimate soulmate. They're preparing you for that real one. So that's the truth. Like we're being prepared for that final soulmate.
Yep. So speaking of soulmates, do you believe twin flames are real, or is it like a trendy kind of topic? Are they more so just like narcissistic and empathetic relationships? Or
Overall, I do believe in twin flames are real because this concept, like it's just like like aliens and reptilians. It didn't come from nowhere.
yeah,
So it's real. If the concept is real, if the concept's out there, it's real. Like I'm the type of person. If it's in the words, oh, it's real. So twin flames, they're real. Soulmates are real. Now finding them, or I said like twin flames specifically, from what I learned, I feel like that's very hard or it's more rare.
yeah,
But most people who are on the spiritual journey that have a side to them that needs someone, they have a twin flame. If you feel like you are someone who is more dependable, then you definitely have a twin flame and you're on your spiritual journey. Or if you met a person and they just drastically transform your life for the better, though, that's like definitely a sign they could be a twin flame. And there's also ways you could tell if someone's your twin flame through astrology, like looking at y'all astrology charts and seeing what's mirroring. Like if y'all have like the same moon sign or something like that, that's a sign that y'all are twin flames. And soulmates, for instance, I do believe those are definitely real. But you're only gonna really find them when you need them and when you're ready. When you're ready.
yeah. Because your soulmates can be like anybody. It doesn't have to be like just a relationship. It can be like your friends or your siblings or something like that.
Yeah, those, yeah, that's like, yeah, soul tribe, soulmates, yeah, they could be your family, friends.
Okay. So how do you find a balance with like toxic or egotistical situations in relationships? Like, I don't know, people that are kind of stuck in cycles. Like, how do you handle those situations?
I definitely, one thing I do is if I'm around them, I do remove myself from them because it's like me being a life past 7, I don't got time for it. I'm already a lone wolf, so I don't got time to be around people who are like trying to, go in, they're battling their own selves. Now, if I feel like I need to help them, or if I feel like they're part of my life, then I'm gonna like obviously be there with them. But some people won't be there for you. It's like you gotta have discernment. So in those situations where people are battling their demons, you gotta have discernment to see if their demons are attacking you. Because if they're attacking me, that's bad news. But if they're like more conflicted and confused and that person really needs help, I'm gonna help them.
Yeah. Okay. What is your view on famous people? Do you have anyone that you are a fan of, or do you think that they are like NPCs?
Honestly, I don't look up to people because the only person I really look up to is myself. I'm gonna be honest. Like as a famous person, when I was a kid, I would look up to people like Willow Smith. So I would look up to people like that. I liked a lot of rappers and things like that, like Kodak and X. But once I passed age 18, I stopped. I didn't look up to no one. Right? I looked at everyone because I understood every man bleeds, every man cries, every man, just is human. So no man is greater than me. That's one thing. Like, same with you. No woman is greater than you guys. They're not little. They're not different from you. They're not smarter than you a lot of times either. So I stopped looking up to people. And so, and when famous people, how they get to the top and all the what they do. They do a lot of things to get to the top. Very,
Mm-hmm.
very evil things to get to the top. But I that's a route that's when you go to music and all that, and yeah, that they will try to get you and you do
Mm-hmm.
have talent. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So this is a kind of a different topic, and I'm asking you this question because I had stumbled upon a post yesterday in this Black woman spiritual group, and they were talking about pregnancy and how spirit basically controls like what a woman does with her pregnancy. So do you feel that the soul enters the baby when it comes out of the vagina? And also, does spirit control like abortion, the ectopic pregnancy, miscarriages, or if a woman actually carries a baby to full term?
Okay. Do I believe a soul enters the body after it comes out? That's a good question. Off my intuition, I'm gonna definitely go off of after they come out, because if they're in there before, a
Mm-hmm.
soul is very magnetic, very powerful, and it just imagine you're in the spiritual realm and you just enter a body, right? You go inside the body and you're just in a black hole for 9 months. That's gonna be like karma. That's gonna be like you wouldn't really like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it make logical sense, to think it from a man perspective. Logically, it doesn't make sense, but it would make sense after to enter the body and to enter that body after you come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, as far as like when a woman has an abortion or has an ectopic pregnancy, do you think that the spirit is controlling that as well? Like they were saying, um, if a woman has an abortion, it's because the soul put that in the woman's mind to not carry out the pregnancy with the baby. It's not actually the woman's decision to do it.
I don't think so, because why would you, like, what I'm saying, plan to come out and cancel that plan? Why
Mhm.
would you cancel it? So it just seems like, nah, that baby just that woman intentionally wanted to stop it.
Yeah. Okay. And you know about have you been learning about the soul contracts and us signing up to live the lives that we live? Have you looked into that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Soul contracts are definitely real. Something that we have some of us have karma on our soul contract, so we have to deal with this for a certain amount of months. So this is karma's a real thing, and soul contracts are very real. You have like soul contracts with people. You got to carry out certain things with people, and
Mhm.
sometimes, a lot of the times with these soul contracts, when you like with whatever it is, this is going down the rabbit hole. At first, you're low key going to be blind. Like, let's say you gotta solve out something, a person, like a relationship partner. You're going to be blind at first, because if you know everything that's going on, it's not going to work out because you want to stop it. But you got to kind of be blind. Like, the universe is going to make you blind to see what's going on, and then
Mhm.
that's when everything starts to go on and starts going down, and shit start hitting the fan because you couldn't really see it. But yeah, they're definitely real.
Okay. Um, have you also looked into like the Akashic records?
Yeah, yeah. Well, like, tapped into it myself, no, but I do know about it.
Oh, do you have the desire to tap into it yourself to learn about your past lives?
Uh, I got multiple past life regressions. So yeah, they're very powerful though. Very, very
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah.
Okay. Um, so about astrology. So when you're learning about astrology or your life path numbers, cardiology, do you think like all these things go hand in hand, or how do you kind of understand the learning of those?
Yeah, they definitely do go all in hand, because everything, like, even me looking at my cardiology and numerology and astrology, human design is also something too. They're
Mhm.
all like they're all similar. Like they all tell me something similar about myself and all the same, all four different things. So
Mm-hmm.
they all go hand in hand. Yeah.
Okay. Um, and then how do you explain like a plant-based diet versus a meat eater diet? Like, are you plant-based?
Definitely.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I also had watched one of your interviews with the real Kaya,
Yeah.
and she was talking about, I believe it was her sister that can astral project, and she eats a lot of junk food. And so that stuck out to me too, because it's like if people can eat junk food and they still have their gifts, like, are we focusing too much on like what we should eat?
Right. So this is going to tie into astrology. It all depends on your body. Like if you have a lot of Virgo in your birth chart, Virgos are very sensitive to food. You
Mm-hmm.
should be eating whatever because you're very sensitive to food. But it just depends on who you are. Like most people, if you have a gift, food will not stop you. This is a fact. Like it's just not going to stop you. But it will kind of make it a little weaker though, because
Okay.
it's going inside your body.
Okay.
Mm.
Um, and then how do you break out of the hustle culture cycle? Like, because I truly believe that we are not meant to work. But when you have to survive, how do you kind of deal with that?
The hustle culture cycle. So that is good. And I know this is a little off topic, but when I go on Instagram, a lot of the women who who are in Atlanta, they like have OnlyFans and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, like, but I was telling myself, me personally, I can't work a 9 to 5. I
Mm.
can't, not my thing, not my cliche. Like I'm too creative to follow someone else. So when I see a woman do that on OnlyFans account, as much as I don't like it, because I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to your body, I
Mhm.
see where they're coming from because they're getting money, and now it's so easy to get money off your pictures. You know what I'm saying? So I see where they're coming from because they'll have OnlyFans and they have a
Now,
little business going on. So they got multiple things going on.
yeah.
But hustling, like I do feel like you do need to hustle. I'm gonna be honest with you, like because it's like you ain't gonna die. Like I'm not gonna be on the street, so gotta hustle. We gotta do what we can do. Not by all means, but whatever is calling to you, definitely hustle. Definitely hustle.
Okay.
But they'll also rest too. Like make sure you're resting and you're getting like some hours in the day where you're hitting nature, putting your feet in the grass and getting the sun, having some time with like some friends, family. Like you gotta have balance. Balance is like the real law of math.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, do you recommend any books if you're on your spiritual journey? Are you reading any books currently?
Um, I okay. A book I recommend is The Melanin Empath. I recommend The Psychic Empath. I recommend Think Like a Monk. Okay. What's another book that's really good? Power of Now. Oh, that book is
Mhm.
crazy.
I did read that book.
Oh, you reading that one?
Uh-huh. I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those are some of the most best books for your spiritual journey, especially The Power Now, because the power now is something that you got to realize it gets you out the matrix. Like if you are in the moment, if you're in the moment, you're not gonna be in anxiety. Like a lot of people just be thinking about shit that's never gonna happen. Like it's just she never gonna happen. But you in the
Yeah.
moment, that is where all problems cease to
Mhm.
being in the moment, not worrying about what's gonna happen in 7 minutes, because that hasn't even happened yet. So
Mhm.
being in the moment.
Okay. Um, so what do you plan to accomplish with your platform within the next 5 years?
Okay, so definitely when it comes to more interviews, bigger things, bigger people. Um, getting monetized. YouTube doesn't, I don't get a single dollar of YouTube, so getting monetized, things like that. And overall, maybe events one day.
Yeah.
These are things, yeah.
Could you see yourself like public speaking?
Oh yeah, I could definitely see myself doing that. Yeah, I could see myself going to an event, public speaking. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that was all of the questions that I had. It was literally just like you said with Life Path number sevens, I literally just hear like take in other information from people, and I just ponder on like what I believe, or just have a hard time figuring out like using my discernment with situations. So I just like to ask people like just their opinion on certain subjects, because obviously there's endless possibilities to what something could be.
Yes.
But it was awesome to get your insight on it.
And being on Life Path 7 is shout out to all my Life Path 7s watching. Being on Life Path 7, one thing where we're just very deep. It's like we're very deep. Everything we hear, we feel, we want to know the core truth to it. So we're like the real investigators, real core truth. And we're not small talk at all. We're not shallow. We're like the opposite. Everything is deep. Well, all that depth is like it just makes us smarter. But the negatives is that we gotta get out. Like for the other Life Path ones walking out, the negatives is that we can be like pessimistic, too like behind the scenes, too much of a loner,
and
things like that. And yeah, that's the negatives.
I do feel that a lot, because I feel like everything with me is always so deep, and I always need to find like the underlying meaning of something.
Right, because check this out. We're more analytical. Life Path 7s are analytical. They're more logical. They're not really emotional.
Yeah.
More logical and analytical. Our mind never stops, and something really small that happens, we could think about it 7 times, and it's not even meant to be overanalyzed. So a good thing to help you for that is, though, if you're overthinking, get malachite. This is a good crystal for that.
Okay.
When you feel with your heart chakra, it stops overthinking because you're feeling. So yeah, when you use too much of your head, that's where your overthinking comes from. But if you use your heart, it stops like immediately. So the heart is just everything always comes back to that heart chakra. Just tapping into your heart chakra. Fuck with all them thoughts. What's the heart say? So it's the heart, and it's hard to listen to it at first because we're trying not to. But that's the spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Heart. So yeah.
Yeah. The thing with crystals too, do you always carry a specific crystal on you though, or do you just have crystals sitting in your house?
I have multiple
crystal holder.
Yeah, I have multiple crystals sitting in my house. Big crystals. Like I like the selenite right now. This is just but these cleanse out energy crystals are like spiritual astral bodyguards and astral towers that really help us and clear out the room and energy. But overall, crystals don't do it all. I also do believe in prayer.
Yeah.
Do believe in, like they say, a real mystic, which Life Path 7s are. We're really mystics. Like we're really like, we don't need candles and all that. We really need our mind. Being a mystic, the true path and journey of being a mystic is praying, just working with the universe, visualizing, and we're gonna know it. We're gonna attract it to us through law of attraction.
Yes. Yep. And I like that you had also mentioned something about if you have Virgo in your chart specifically. Yeah. I think that's also something that I was getting caught up on as far as like the plant-based diet.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm like, yeah, we should be plant-based. Just because that's obviously what the answer is to everything. But then like when I get sick or something happens to me, and then there's somebody else that eats meat and dairy, but then they don't get sick that often, I'm like, wait, what is the explanation to this? Like, why? Like, I don't know what to say now, because this person doesn't see those benefits of like, yeah, I should be plant-based, but she's over here sick and I'm not plant-based. But I am a Virgo moon, So I always have like a lot of issues with the food I eat. I try to have like a more strict diet because I know that my body is very sensitive.
What's your sun sign?
I'm an Aries.
Oh yeah, Aries sun. Yeah, yeah. Virgo moons um is it's a they say y'all have a lot of digestion issues. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, really eating ginger is gonna help with that. Get some
Yeah.
ginger. Um some ginger will help. Also, yeah, moon sign rules your emotions, sister. So since Virgo rules your emotions and Virgo rules the digestive system, your food is gonna play out how you feel. So if you're eating bad, you're gonna feel bad. If
Mm-hmm.
you're good, you're gonna feel good. And I know it kind of relates to everybody, but when you're a Virgo moon, it's like amplified to the max. Like, so yeah, yeah. I know someone with that, so that's how I know so much about Virgo moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you think our rising sign affects in us though? Like I'm a Cancer rising.
Cancer rising. I'm a Aries rising. So the rising sign, it's your first impression. It also is like I do believe it's your most important sign because it's all about who you are. Your rising sign is your ascendant, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the first house. Your first house is your personality, is your identity. So
Okay.
your rising sign is who you literally call yourself. Like if you're a Cancer rising, you say I am a Cancer, and your sun sign is who you're like the theme of your life, like who you're learning to be.
Okay.
Yeah, being a your rising sign also tells you the kind of appearance you look, how the world views you. It's really who you are, and the opposite sign of your rising sign it tells you who you need and how you act with people. So if you're a Cancer rising, your opposite sign is Capricorn. So you need Capricorn energy, and you Capricorns are gonna balance you out, and you also act like a Capricorn with people sometimes too. But Capricorn's a big thing with that, which is like stability, structure, foundation, public perception too. So your Capricorn
Mhm.
is public perception, but yeah, it goes deep. It goes very
It
deep.
is very deep.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because my mom is also a Capricorn. So,
Mm,
so
yeah, yeah. If you're
we literally butt heads a lot, but it's just funny because she is a Capricorn.
if you're a Virgo moon, your mom has Virgo energy too.
Hmm.
She's like analytical, logical, more on the logical side.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's deep. Astrology is deep. Like I said, in order to truly love yourself, you must study yourself through astrology.
Yeah. That's what I try to do. And then I find myself like sometimes like, when people are like, oh, you use it as an excuse to do it because you say that you're an Aries or something like that. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to learn it because it literally just explains like why you do
Wait,
certain
wait.
things that you
What do you,
do.
what do you mean? What do you mean they say it's an excuse? What do you mean?
But you know how people are just like, oh, you're just trying to use that as an excuse, like to say, oh, I'm an Aries, that's why I react a certain way or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, people could say that, but reactions don't lie, and your energy, like you can't help it. The thing about astrology is that if someone's, let's say, like a Taurus, they can't help it but to love the senses of life, which is food. Like they just can't help it. So
Yeah,
astrology explains your chemistry. It explains what you need and what you help. If you are, let's say, a Capricorn, you can't help it but to grind, always work, and be
yeah,
destined. Like you just are naturally ambitious. So it is very powerful because it can also help you find like what kind of partner you really need too. Like what
yeah.
you're compatible with. So yeah.
Someone in the comments said, what about a Sag moon?
So in the comments.
Can you see the comments?
Okay, I see them. I see them. Hmm. A Sagittarius moon is someone because Sagittarius is more action,
Uh-huh.
so more fiery, acting off out fire and fire and action. So a
Uh-huh.
Sagittarius moon, y'all really get a reputation for wanting multiple partners because it's the moon sign. So your moon sign is also how you are and how you act in relationships. So when you have a Sagittarius moon, naturally you do need variety in everything you do, and also look at your other chart to see what else is there, because you may just be more monogamous. But most Sagittarius' moon, they need multiple things in their life. They need to travel, and internally to stay happy, because your moon is your emotions. To stay happy as a Sagittarius moon, you got to travel, you got to learn, because Sagittarius rules philosophy. So if you want to stay happy, you got to learn. You got to make sure you're reading your books, studying, researching, studying different cultures. These are things that Sagittarius just rule. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you for giving me some insight on that. I feel, I don't know, a better way to interpret it, because I know that astrology is deep, and I just didn't really understand how to like fully explain it to other people, because no, I'm not trying to like use it as an excuse as to why some things happen the way that they do, but it's more so just like I really feel like stuff, like we can alter how things happen, but for the most part, like this is why things are going the way that they're going, and it, like, astrology is real, or but it's not like an excuse for me to act a certain way just because.
Also, I need to say this too. Another thing that's very important in your natal chart is your South Node sign. A lot of people don't give enough credit to that. That's your past life, so it tells you your gifts. If you really
Yep.
want to see gifts, don't just look at your Jupiter sign. Look at your South Node sign, because that's what you mastered already. So if you're a South Node Aries, you are really good at being a leader. If you're a South Node Capricorn, you're really good at being a CEO. You're a South Node Aquarius, you're really good at being a humanitarian. Like, these are your gifts. You mastered that many times in your past life. So South Node, when I look at people's natal charts, I look at the South Node. I look at that South, like, what is this person mastered in the past lives? What is this person naturally just a beast at? Like, so
Yeah.
study that South Node. Yeah.
I think my South Node, because that's the stuff that you need to learn in this life, right? That's what you're saying.
The South Node is the past life. Your North Node, that's what you need to learn. That's like the destiny. Yeah.
Okay, so my North Node was Scorpio, and then my past life was Taurus.
Okay, because that's more like in your past life, more Venusian, as in, because Taurus is more represented by Venus. So you love the material things of life in your past life, which is food, the good things of life.
Yep.
Material possessions, like the only things, and the destiny is more so going deeper, not staying like on the earth level, but going deeper, going into the occult, going into also deeper relationships, because Scorpio does represent deeper relationships. So going deeper is going deeper.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time today. It has been awesome.
Right.
And you were my first interview, putting myself out here, and hopefully I'll just continue to do so, from you giving me the confidence to do it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Peace.